Hello, Black Canyon City and beyond, in Rumble World and everywhere else. Today is Tuesday the 11th, and we're going to have a meeting up at High Desert Park here in about, a couple hours, I guess. 2.5, 3 hours. It's a special meeting, so I don't know what that means. However, we're going to go record it for you. It's been a heck of a ride here doing this podcast show slash streamy thingy. Um, Last week was a bit hectic, and the week before that was a bit hectic. It's been 12 days since we've been live. A lot of stormy weather. We watched Shalene's get wiped out with that last storm. It was pretty intense. We found out that there was a gal up in Prescott area that got busted for embezzling money, stealing money. She'd only been doing it for like 7 years, and it was, I forget the amount of money. It wasn't too awfully godly amount. It was still, she was stealing. By comparison, we have a local person that's squandering money. We know that for sure. But we're hoping to rectify that coming up soon. There's been a few happenings that screams replacement. Um, that's coming up in the future, though. Soon, very soon. Let's see. I wanted to go back on all things Trump. Um, 77 million voted that man in. That's a very large chunk of people voting him in against a very large chunk of people not wanting him there. Um, as we found out in 2020, just how badly they didn't want him back in. They actually let our elections ride and ride and ride for week after week after week, collecting illegitimate ballots. I mean, if you can't make it by that day and get it in. So I'm going to go back to March 15th, 2020, and something that happened um, on that day, March 15th, 2020. Look it up. Cheyenne Mountain was closed to, I guess, observers. It went into full on military lockdown mode, is what it means by being shut down. It wasn't shut down as far as it wasn't operational. It was more shut down as far as you weren't going to see it. And nobody would talk about it anymore. And we haven't heard anything about it since. Steve Bannon just came out saying the midterms will be paused. See, that's another interesting thing coming from Steve Bannon. There's a lot of people that they don't like Steve Bannon, but he got caught up in the first Trump administration as a bad guy because he backed Trump, like Roger Stone. A lot of people think Trump's lying. Well, is Trump lying when he says he was 45, 46, even though I don't want to be or take credit for 46 and now 47? Is he lying? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think he was still in charge of the military. I don't remember or recall the military ever handing him, Joe Biden, the nuclear codes. I don't remember that happening. Um, what threats have been removed since 2020? Actually, 2019, but 2020. You notice Fauci, He pled the fifth. What was he so concerned on that he had to plead the fifth? I mean, why do you plead the fifth? Self-incrimination, isn't it? You don't want to incriminate yourself. Was Lindsey Graham a spy? You know who makes the best spies? According to Nixon, transvestites. Yeah, yeah. According to Nixon, Nixon had his own thing. Um, his Secret Service was transsexual and gay people. Yeah. Do you know that? I didn't know that until I researched Nixon. Why? I mean, he had Secret Service, right? From the FBI, right? Wasn't the FBI part of the Secret Service team? Yeah, they were, but were they telling him the truth? Just like the CIA, were they telling the truth? Um, these transvestites and gays that Nixon had, they were like 3-tier spies. And the funny thing is they were coming back and telling him exactly what was going to happen, and he didn't believe them. After all that problem of getting it all lined out, he didn't believe them. And it turns out it happened exactly the way his spies said it would. Mm, mm. They were more loyal to him than he knew. It's not easy being my wife's arm candy, but here I am nailing it. I love it. Uh, Lindsay was one of those kind of people. You know that? You think Lindsey Graham had a wife? Was his wife a man? Why did Trump hold on to Lindsey Graham so tight? Keep him right by his side. You know, he said a few occasions that he had, what was his name? Um, he's a warmonger. I can't think of it right now, but he said he kept him by his side because every time he went and did a meeting with a foreign country, if they had, oh, John Bolton, that's right. If he had John Bolton sitting next to him, they did everything Trump wanted because they knew Bolton was a warmonger, just like Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham was a warmonger. He was all about some war. He liked that war. It's kind of odd he died right after his visit to Russia, isn't it? 71. You ever see Vincent Fuchsia? You ever see that guy? He's in almost every, well, he's in every Trump rally. There's a guy with a derby hat and glasses, kind of scruffy looking, beard. You know, one of them's, there's three of them. Side by side photo of one of them and John Denver. John Denver. Yeah, that one. Take Me Home Country Road. Identical. The creases in the face, the nose, the ears, the smile, eyes, identical. The only thing that's different is he's got a beard, the derby hat, and scruffy long hair. John Denver. And then there's two short ones and there's two tall ones, or one tall one, two short ones and one tall one. The tall one looks like JFK Jr. Crazy. I've recently got into 3D printing. Turns out you can get into it, but you can't make money at it if you're using other people's prints. So I've recently become acquainted with FreeCAD. FreeCAD is pretty phenomenal. It's an open source CAD program. Anybody knows about engineering, you'll know that you need CAD to engineer a lot of parts. And the funny thing is this program is just as easy to use as any CAD program you buy. Just as effective. It works. It turns out great, great prints. So that's something new I'm into. Been doing that, a lot of that for the last week, 2 weeks. It was about 2 weeks ago I found out that I was going to have all kinds of crazy license and permissions to sell um, simple phone holders or anything like that. Turns out I can make them. That's what I've been doing. Speaking of March, a lot of things seem to happen in March. In 2025, Trump signed an executive order to clean up all voter rolls. Did you know that? To clean them all up. Every state had until September 20th, from March 2025 to September 20th, 2025, to clean up their voter rolls. Most of them didn't do it. A few did. Few states cleaned up they came out and said, "Oh my God, we got dead people, voting Democrat. They didn't say that, but their voter rolls had dead people on them. Turns out they had a lot of illegals on them. I mean, what did New York come out and say? Oh, we got 6,600 illegals, and out of them, 420 of them voted. Are you sure that's all you have in illegals? 6,600 illegals? I think it's more like 75,000 or more illegals. And they probably all voted in New York. Anyway, since they didn't do it, 5 days later, after the 20th, September 25th, 2025, Trump had a meeting with all the generals from around the world. He gathered them all up. He had a meeting with them. The generals. Pretty crazy, isn't it? Why would he do that? So, what can be done now that the states refuse to give their voter information because they are selling people's information? Well, Trump comes out with, well, China infiltrated our elections. How does that work? That means, normally under our laws, if somebody does that, that's war, right? That's a war. We'd go to war with that country. If Canada sent millions of people down here to vote or paid millions of dollars to people to vote and we caught them, we'd go to war with Canada and kick their lily asses, but nothing. At least it doesn't seem like anything, right? You can't tell what's going on. What other countries did that besides China? China got caught. Trump told us, hey, China did it. But how many other countries did it? How many countries forced vaccinations upon their people? How many? Britain did it, Netherlands, New Zealand, Australia, Spain, Israel, Germany. They all forced their people to get vaccinated. You know what just happened? What do we watch? What Fatchy do? Claim the fifth 111 times. And it was a scam. All the medication hasn't been tested. Well, it was tested, but it was never tested on humans. It was tested on ferrets, and they all died. Yeah, how many countries forced vaccines? You can't count them on two hands. That's how many. What was Operation Warp Speed? And why would Trump do that knowing that the vax was bad? I mean, he came out saying vaccines were bad for children. There was mercury. And he came out and said that there's mercury. They're using it as a carrier. I suppose exposure, but it harmed a bunch of people. I remember the guy in charge of delivering all the medications. Now, I also remember Trump coming out, pointing at the camera and going, ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, zinc, vitamin C. I remember him coming out and saying all those things, and he was going to get it to the people. Remember him saying that too. And then you have Fauci. Oh, you need to wear a mask. You know, you need to get this. They they put a new meaning of vaccination. It used to be something that could be defined, and they redid it so it didn't matter whether it was defined or not to what it did. Because mRNA is the rewriting of your DNA, which is not a vaccine. I mean, 99.8% of the people that got COVID that didn't get vaxxed didn't die. My personal opinion is that he did get ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine to every hospital, doctor, and pharmacy across the nation. I believe that's what he put in everybody's medicine chest for his doctors, pharmacies, hospitals, clinics. I believe it was sent to every one of them across the United States. I believe the left, Fauci and all his big pharma buddies, took Operation Warp Speed to the next level, and they did it with these vaccines, these mRNA vaccines. It wasn't shortly after that Trump comes out and goes, "What if the cure is more deadly than the than the virus?" It's crazy. It's almost like he participated in the whole thing, but he didn't. He wasn't really in office then, was he? After that, when all that really kicked in, he was no longer in office. The cheating had happened. And then another question: as a free American citizen, why in the world would you stick something in your arm that was not tested properly? I mean, anybody remember the flipper babies? People with missing arms and digits, and they had a little nipple at the end of their arms or their legs. They were only partially there. That was from a bad vaccine. And they took that shit off the market like that. That happened in the 50s, 60s. It took them a while to get it off the market because people were still using them. It was an all out attack. These vaccines were an all out attack on everybody: Russia, Spain, France, Netherlands, Canada, New Mexico, Cuba, Venezuela, Germany. All the people were scammed. We were told by our government and paid doctors like Fauci that, oh my God, if you don't do this, you're going to die. after being told there was a 98.99% chance anybody between ages of 16 and 50, 60 even, would live. It only slightly changed, not a full point even, to 60, 70, and 80. There was a very, very slight. I remember my sister saying, "Oh, well, I don't want to get sick." She got that and a boost. I've been waiting for the phone call. Heart attack, or cancer, super cancers. When is it going to end? When's all this going to end? I mean, there's still people wearing masks even after Fauci testified and pled the fifth 111 times. Even about what color his tie was, what color the floor carpet was. Definitely about scamming money from the government. The million he made in cash from scamming the government, he really pled the fifth on that, right? Had government officials doing it for him, which is totally illegal. I guess we're going to find out in these midterms. We're going to find out just how effective Trump was and how effective he really is. These flock cameras. Did you see what happened? Right here in Arizona, the the nice police officer used a flock camera to trace his cheating wife. That's assumption, but there was some reason he was following her with the flock camera. Yeah, used it for his own personal thing because he figured his wife, which I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure he did it because he thought his wife was stepping out on him, right? So he followed her with the flock camera. And then you got cops, oh, it's a good tool. Yeah, if you're not corrupt. But how many people are corrupt? How many cops are corrupt? Seems there's a lot more than you know. Um, a lot more than you know. It's entire police force have been shut down over flock cameras because they were using it to find chicks. Personal things. To find chicks. Really? However, you think that's bad. There's a company called Axon, Axon. Look it up. Axon for safety. And their claim is, we will keep you safe. Who said that if you're more worried about your safety than your freedom, you don't deserve either one? Oh, that's right. Benjamin Franklin said that, didn't he? Yeah. Being safe or free, which one do you want? What do you want? Safety or freedom? How many people, when they get a camera shot of their license plate and the cops send it to them and claim that they've sped or broken a law by passing through a red light, how many of you pay that? You're the safety people. You're the ones, oh, I want to be safe. Screw that. You break into my home, I'm going to kill you. I will. I will shoot you. I don't care about safety. I don't. I would rather fight for my freedom. I'm not saying go down and cut that flock camera down that has over $400 of items that a methamphetamine guy can get for drugs. I'm not saying do that. I'm not saying get a can of paint and spray the camera lens. I'm not saying that. But what's better, freedom or safety? You want to be safe, or would you like a little bit of chaotic in your life where you have to fight for your freedom a little bit? What's better, being 100% safe? Oh, you have too much. You're a male chauvinist. You got too much testosterone. Or would you rather have the testosterone guy go up and kick somebody's ass? Remember when Trump He used to say, man, if it were up to me, I'd beat that guy's ass. When they had people coming into his interrupting him in his speeches. Get him out of here. You know, if it were up to me, I'd kick his ass. I'd beat him. Don't call the cop, just beat him. Trump said that. I agree with him 100%. I think people who are on testosterone, if you need it, great. Know how to use it though. Don't do it like the VA does. It gives you, oh, take this much, and so you spike and then you drop, and then you spike and then you drop, and then you spike and then you drop. What is that? You're on an emotional roller coaster. Don't do that. Microdose. Do it like the professionals tell you to do it. Microdose. Keep your levels steady. Steady. My wife has to take medication because she does not have a thyroid. If she only took it once a week, oh my God, she'd be a chocolate mess. She'd be a chocolate mess. But no, she doses every day at a known dose, and she's stable as can be. Yeah, if you're willing to sacrifice your freedom for safety, you don't deserve either one. So anybody who thinks these cameras are something, man, do you know how many? So this Axon, AXON, for safety, it mounts on top of a light pole. Yes, a regular old light pole that you see down your street. If you see a light pole, even in the middle of the highway, if you see a light pole, that's what these mount to. They go to the seeing eye, the light eye on top of it. They plug right into it. Takes less than 15 minutes to install one of these cameras on a light pole. It takes you longer to set the truck up and get the truck ladder up than it does to install this camera from Axon. Do you know how many light poles there are in America? Take a wild ass guess. Just take a wild guess. 60 million. Talk about surveillance. You think China's bad? Holy shit. 60 million light poles in America. That would be to watch 350 plus million American citizens. Are you stupid? Or are you going to do something about it? Are we going to get rid of these things? Or are we just 100% going into 1984? And it doesn't take a smart individual to plug these in. They could pay a guy 20 bucks an hour to do it. Go to axon.com and check it out. Axon.com. AXON.com. Axon Light Post. Make sure you don't go there and look and prove it. Just let them happen. Don't do your due diligence as an American citizen, as the people of America. Don't do anything. Just sit on your butts and let it happen. But I'm telling you, the drug dealers, there's some copper in those flock cameras, but I don't recommend you go cut them down. There's only 118,000 flock cameras so far. Going up every day though, so it's increasing. 60 million cameras looking at us. We already have all the ring, all these new cameras that, oh, you have to hook up in here. You need to give us your location. Never. I've set up a few cameras and they always ask for location. I've never put my location in. Never. I'm sure they know where it's at. We're in a new world of them watching us. What do you think they need all these data centers for? I would always hope anyone listening to me would do your own research and question everything. and then do something about it. Make yourself available to vote against it. Find out the candidate that does not want it. Eli Crane is amazingly an honest man, amazingly honest. Out of all of the politicians we have in this state, Eli Crane is one of the better of them all. I'm not sure what he's doing with the Indian reservation all the time, but I think he's making it so that they have to blend more with us because they're isolated. Their communities are all isolated. The Tohotum do not want to put up a wall between them and Mexico because half their tribes in Mexico and half their tribes here. But something's got to give there. That channel of drug smuggling has got to disappear. I mean, they're blowing the boats up, right? They're still, I mean, that's almost to a dead stop. You don't see many boats being blown up anymore because they quit doing it. So Trump comes out and blames China for election interference after AIPAC, you know who they are, AIPAC, AIPAC, look that up, gave him $230 million. That's how much campaign money that AIPAC has funded Trump. Think about that. Just like in Congress, just like in the House, AIPAC has funded all of them. And so what? China's the main problem with all this funding? Because they're doing the same thing. They're funding tons of people. They've paid for all of our people in the universities. They're buying our land. But what's AIPAC got to do with it? Why are they so involved? And who did not take AIPAC money? Who, what flags were they holding up in the halls of Congress? What flags do they hold up? You'd think it'd be the American flag, huh? No, that's not the flag they hold up there. In fact, it's the Israeli flag that they hold up there. They're Israel, Israel, Israel. All the time, your child is uneducated, has what? 27 vaccinations shoved in its arm by the time you're 10 years old. The military guys, they're like a pincushion. They shove so much crap in these guys, and they're not better for it. They're not protected by it. They're guinea pigs. China owns land in America, owns police stations in America. What other country owns land, police stations, colleges in our country? Entire towns, for that matter. What other country do you think does that? That's right, Israel. They own entire towns, the whole town. All they do is have kids. That's all they do is have kids and receive tax money from us. That's all they do. They don't work. None of them work. They go to meetings, but they don't work ever. Did you know you're putting off a Bluetooth signal? You are. You're putting off a Bluetooth. You know how many people put off Bluetooth signals? Everybody in America. Bluetooth. Just like your phone. You have an iPhone, you shut this off, it sends out a level 1 Bluetooth signal. Do you know that? How many things put off Bluetooth signals? Should be only the digital things, not humans. But humans are. It's been a study since 2009, a guy that installed Bluetooth and had the equipment to trace Bluetooth signals, make sure he had them, noticed a funny thing. When people were around, they would pop up as a Bluetooth signal. That's that's back in 2009. So he did his due diligence and he figured out that, wow, that's coming from humans. There's got to be a reason that we're putting off a Bluetooth signal. Now, vaxxed people are putting off quite a strong Bluetooth signal. So if you got the vaccine, you are definitely putting off a Bluetooth signal that's very strong. It can be read for a lot longer distances than, let's say, somebody who didn't get vaccine. But I'm still putting off a Bluetooth signal 600 feet away. Yeah. And I never got vaccinated. Kind of blows the pure blood crap right out of the sky, doesn't it? Graphene oxide. That's right. Graphene oxide. People who in labs that do tests on blood, they will not test for graphene oxide in your blood. Did you know that? They will not. They won't do it. It's like testing in the soil for it. They won't test it for it in the soil either. The last company, lab, that did labs on blood, human blood, was in Germany. It wasn't too long ago that the lab dude, the owner of this company in Germany, died mysteriously. Yeah, just died. There's a gal that came out and was stating that she had found a lab that tests graphene oxide, and she was broadcasting it all over YouTube, that she found it. And this guy could do it, and we can do tests on you to see if you have graphene. All you got to do is give us a blood sample. And she gathered up over 200 blood samples and sent it in. And the company called her and said, "Oh, we don't do that anymore. So and so has died." And it was a short few months later that lab went out of business. I watch a show called Redacted. Redacted, yes. It's where I found this information out. Now, I don't believe in everything these people say from Redacted, although they do come up with some hard evidence most of the time. Their personal opinions, I'm not too fond of. Um, but that came from something else than the vaccines, even though the vaccines are full of it. And that is that conspiracy theory chemtrail in the sky that they've been spraying over us well over before 2009. I remember seeing them, and I mean, back then I doubted a lot. When somebody say, "Oh, that's a chemtrail up in the sky," I'd laugh at them. It's a contrail. You don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I'm somewhat intelligent. I know what happens when you heat. I know how much water is in a gallon of fuel. 7 gallons of water is produced for every gallon of fuel burnt. 7 gallons. If it's 14-to-1 ratio. So, I mean, jet engines, they have them dialed in. So they are producing a ton of moisture when they run. However, it dissipates At that altitude, you got minus 29 degrees or whatever. So you have ice particles that dissipate out of the sky, and they fall. They do not linger and make a cloud like these do. So I've had a change of heart. The more I know, right? Um, all the studies that these people found, they weren't taken in America either. It wasn't a study. It was fields in other countries, and they would have people walk across these fields. Talking about the Bluetooth, they'd have people walk several football fields away and walk into this area. People vaxxed, people unvaxxed, they all showed up on this radar. This was a study taken in 22, 23, and 24. 20, 22, 23, 24. Anyway, my point is we're all walking Bluetooth signals, and there is a way to detox from it. There's a way to get it out of your system. Um, and this is worldwide, where everybody that's ever had an airplane spray graphene oxide on the ground has breathed this in and they want to do it. It's like watching you on a flock camera. But they want to do it via Wi-Fi, 5G. Trump even came out and was complaining about 5G, which was interesting because he was a promoter of it. He was even talking about 6G, and he mentioned that the only reason that you would have that is to see. I don't know. What was his quote? I don't know how much closer you want to see these people, was his quote. That's a weird thing to say, isn't it? That's weird. I was really under the impression when I started this show that if I cared about this town or my neighbors, that I would get back that reciprocation from all my neighbors and people, that I cared enough to do the research and tell you about these things such as your Bluetooth signals, and there's a way out. There's chemicals that you can take, natural, all natural, that you can flush your body of all toxins, all metal toxins. They say, oh, you can't get rid of heavy metals. Well, who are they? Well, they're your Jew doctors telling you that you can't. All the while, um, ivermectin has cured elephantitis and river blindness from the world. But I thought that and I was under the impression that if I started this show, this podcast, that not only would I have people jumping through fences to come and be on the show and speak their minds, that I would have this reciprocation of people coming back and saying, oh, that's a great idea. Yeah, I want to do it. I want to do it. I was taught to care about others first and keep your mouth shut. Don't spew a bunch of crap until you're sure about it. In other words, don't just spew everything out all the time, just because you feel uncomfortable or things don't look like they're going your way. Because you should always give people a chance, and they should always get a second chance, most likely a third and fourth chance. I was taught and I was raised that way. Um, Took me a long time for my first divorce because I kept thinking all she has to do is tell me the truth once. I should have looked at it that way. I should have looked at it like this was something from my first marriage, and that you people just don't care. You do not care about anybody else but yourself. I mean, when I have more followers that are actually following me, and none of them are from this state even, and I can actually talk to them online any day, and they'll, hey, how you doing? They're good to, they want to say hi to me. They're glad to see me show up. I thought that's the way it was going to be here in Black Canyon City. Why wouldn't it be? I mean, who wouldn't be interested in this? It's the newfangled thing to do. Is get on a podcast and talk and speak your mind. No, no. You guys won't even get a Rumble account and boost the show, which that's what we need. We need this. We need you guys to participate so the show grows, so we can get more than 120, so we can get a view online that the people are talking back. You know, I have a little stream right here that all you guys got to do is come in and talk to me. I have one viewer on YouTube and I have one viewer on Rumble right now. Had I mentioned that I was going to do this show to my other peeps online, they would have been watching. But I don't, because I want my local people to do it, to help, to give me the boost. I mean, I wouldn't listen to me about being a good husband or even a good dad. I was neither of those things. I'm a better husband now than I've ever been. I still don't think I'd make a very good dad at this time. Maybe. I'm a good neighbor though. I'm a real good neighbor. You need a hand, I'll help you. You need a shirt, you can have mine. I'll give it to you. That ended a few months ago, didn't it? Telling how I love you and all that ended because I don't know. Something just snapped in my head. It's like, man, I try and I try and I try and I try and here I am still getting judged by these pricks. You guys are judging me and you have no right. I mean, you have no right. You have no right. You're supposed to be a good neighbor. You're supposed to know what your neighbor's doing. You're supposed to care about your neighbors. That's what makes this a great country is caring about other people. What happened to that? You're all selfish. You don't care about you. Nobody else but you. You ain't got time. You have too much on your plate. So you don't care about anybody else but you, which is sad. It's really sad. So I'm making new friends. They're coming. They're coming down the pike. Pretty soon you'll see. The ones watching, you'll see. I mean, the ones watching and you haven't gotten a Rumble app yet so that you can like and share the show. What the hell? What the hell? I mean, what the hell? What the hell? I have friends 1,000 miles away that are more friend to me. That's sad. That's sad. When all of you could be good friends. But you don't. You want to take ideas and steal them. Oh, I fly drones. Oh, you won't hire me. No, 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 no. You go hire somebody else. Don't you? Yeah, you do. I see what you are. Most of this town, more concentrated about yourself instead of your neighbors. I mean, why? Why? I don't get it. Why? I'm asking. Why? Give me an answer. I deserve an answer. I've been doing this for almost 4 years now and I've barely gotten anything out of the deal. Anything. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to continue on. I will succeed. Let me put it that way. I'm going to succeed. You probably won't see my maps. You'll see a different setup. It's going to be a thorough setup, this next one, and it'll be repeated time in and time out. I can't even get there's like a handful of people that I get good positive feedback from. Those people, I'm not talking to you. Anybody that's told me I've done a good job, you're not the ones I'm talking to. Those who have stopped talking to me, those are the people I'm talking to. Um, I will not be shat upon by you or anybody else. So Trump is following the laws. That's what Trump is doing. He's following them to a T. He's following the laws that were written basically by our military before we were a country. He's resetting this land one little tweak at a time. Selfishness was not how it used to be. Everyone cared about everyone else. And you can be selfish if you want, but you're only screwing yourself out of being this selfish. See, I've been told, another thing I've been told is, oh, we're under a democracy. We're under a democracy. Well, let me tell you a little information about a democracy. If that's true, that we are a democracy, then we are under the illusion of choice. That's what a democracy is. It gives you the illusion that you have some sort of choice. All the singers you like, all the bands you like, you think you had a choice in which ones you liked? How so? How so? We have a real band right here in town. A couple. We got actually two new bands. One old and one refreshed band. The newest one was well, I forgot. What was that? What's the name of their band, Beth? Zane's. Not sure why the word highway was used, but I guess we are. Uh huh. She says highway something. Yeah, I got that. Anyway, we have David Allen and the Stokers. That's that. That's a raw band. Okay. And then we got the Highway Desperados, which is a mix mash of that band and a couple other bands, which seems to be doing really well. Um, Zane's a great singer. David Allen's an excellent singer. I mean, by far, excellent musician. By far, one of the best songwriters I've ever seen in my life. And I'm not kissing his ass, I'm just stating a fact. Apparently, we're not talking because there's only one side of a story. You know, if people really believed that there was more than one side of a story, you could still be friends, I guess. But since there's only one side of a story, well, that's all there is. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Anyway, you don't have a lot of choice in your singers. Why? Well, because you have companies like BMI, you have companies, Sony, you have all these name brand people. But if you really, really wanted to pick your own music, what would you pick? You think Lady Gaga was a choice for you? The Backstreet Boys, you think things like that were a choice for you? You're insane. That's not even good music. It's not even good music. You guys have compromised to the point that you're right. We do live in a democracy. You believe you have freedom of choice and you don't. It's an illusion. Yeah, what? You got McDonald's, Taco Bell, Arby's. You think that's a frickin' choice? What the hell is that? What the hell is that? The food trucks down in Phoenix are phenomenal. You want to talk about independent food? Go eat off of one of those trucks if you want to support a real person. Stop supporting McDonald's. What kind of crap? Burger King? Come on. Subway? It's all puke. It's all puke food. And don't take things that have never been tested. Don't put things in your body that have never been tested. Don't do it. You're going to end up with the worst problem. You thought you had a problem before you did it. Wait till after the after results. There are super cancers, super fast growing cancers now since everybody's been vaxxed and they're taking this weight loss stuff. Oh my God. Have you seen what's going on with the weight loss stuff? People are coming, they're losing all kinds of bodily things, teeth, hair, functions of their organs. Nothing's for free. You have to work at everything you do. You have to work at everything. Speaking of working, I've been working out. I've went from 143 pounds after a morning constitution to 155. Yeah. Lifting weights. That's right. Lifting weights. I just got back from a chiropractor. And now, if you go, anybody in town uses bird song, stop. He's not that good of a chiropractor. We found a guy in Prescott Valley called Warman, 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 and he takes walk-ins. He's $50, but he takes walk-ins. So if you are hurt and you need to go to a chiropractor right now, it's like Monday through Thursday, 10 to 2, and then 4 to 6. 10 to 2 and 4 to 6. Look it up. Warman Chiropractic. Warman, Warman. He's a great. He puts you in. I used to have a spot across the center of my back when I lift over 30 pounds with my right arm. It would pop in my back and I'd feel it go click, 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 and it hurt. I haven't had that since he's popped me, and that's been over 2 months. It took me 2 months to go back to him to where I needed a popping again. So he's a really good doctor, really good. Positive. He's very positive. When he puts you in, it's a positive thing. Yes. Each of us need to be accountable for the words that come out of our mouths. Not run from questions. Don't run from a question. Don't be a sissy. Don't run from a question. Somebody questions you, answer the question. Don't lie about it either. Don't blame people for something they didn't do. Don't run from a friendship. Don't be a sissy. Don't run from a friendship. Only sissies run from friendships. I got down here like little bitches. I'm sure I meant it at the time, and I probably mean it now. Don't run from friendships. They're rare. And when you have one, and some guy questions you on what's going on, don't uh, uh, have an emotional fallout, especially if you're a man. Now, there's a herbicide out there called atrazine. Alex Jones, who I don't mention much, and I do not watch much because it's hard to listen to his voice. He doesn't have a really smooth voice like I do. His is a screaming at the top of his lungs for years type of voice. Gruff. I worked with a guy like that. He talked like Alex Jones. I couldn't stand it. Drove me nuts. Atrazine is a herbicide that was turning male frogs into female frogs way back when, way before 2009. And Alex Jones was like, hey, you guys, we got something going wrong here. Hey. And so the amount of atrazine in the water source, the parts per billion, 1 part of atrazine per billion in water changes a frog from a male to a female. Imagine if it was 3 parts, what it would be like. Yeah, 3 parts. Well, that's what the drinking water has in it now, 3 parts. So if you noticed, Pete Hegseth started pushing testosterone testing for anybody over the age of 30. Hard. If your testosterone level's off, we are going to give it to you. They're going to do a regimen of microdosing. They're not going to do it like your VA idiot doctors do. Those doctors are idiots. Oh my God, they're idiots. You should be doing it microdosing. You should microdose, and you should have a level of about 1,000 on your testosterone score. Yeah, 1,000. That's what the private doctors have. People who are on testosterone replacement therapy, that's where they're at. 1,000. Think about that. You ever feeling mad or angry or soft? Chances are you have low testosterone. You should get it tested, and you should find out where your level's at. Personally, I don't seem to have that issue at this moment. However, a lot of men do, and I feel for you. I feel for you. Not being able to have the wit or wherewithal in your brain to maintain it daily. Um, so, microdosing is the way to do it, and if you want to do it correctly, you should maintain about 1,000 on your. And I'm not sure exactly because I don't do it. I'm not fond of needles, so I probably won't be a candidate for that. When they come out with something I can swallow and increase my testosterone, I may try. I'll do the initial blood test to find out where my levels are, and then I might do a weekly test. But personally, I don't do well with needles, so I'm not one of those guys. Um, if you're a military man, you should be for your fellow man. You should have understanding about your fellow man. You've been through a lot of crap, and you should understand it. Whether you've stayed here in the United States or you've went and fought a war, if you've volunteered for the craziest positions you can imagine and dealt with them in real time, you should care about your fellow man. You really should. Well, I've gone through my structured speech, script, as you call it. And I'm going to take a break, and we're going to head over to High Desert Park, and then we're going to fire back up and continue on. So I'm going to black this screen out, and we'll talk to you here in about an hour and a half up at High Desert Park and continue this stream on. So hope everybody has a good afternoon. And if you want to know what's going on at the Black Canyon City Water Improvement District, we'll be popping up here in about an hour and a half.
I just I don't pay attention to scams. That's a waste of time.
Okay, folks, here we are at High Desert Park.
I can sit here.
And the meeting is about to begin. We're a little, what time is it, Beth? Oh, never mind. So 5:24.
5:24.
They have.
Okay. So
6 minutes.
pan over a little bit to our favorite board member, the one who questions all the questions, the one that rejects all the votes. We like her.
Huh? I said last. No. Thank you.
Oh, yourself.
Me? No, me and this guy.
Thank you.
I forgot the name, that's why I apologize.
See if I can get.
Put the water into it.
Parking and wait. No?
Office on.
Sit here. I can get you the dog. Well, you're gonna have get around me first.
Better run really fast.
Kevin has like balls.
Interesting. That's give him the way out. It's right there. Yeah, it feels good. Oh yeah, it's not. I've been outside of the parade, but I never came out to building.
Why?
Sound all spawny. Check, check.
You may say check, check, and you go back there. We'll see if it works. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yeah. It's like a 30-second.
Okay.
That's yours.
Check, check, check. Got it. All right, here.
Yes.
He does good videos. He has a YouTube channel. It's pretty funny. It's what's the channel? Black King. The BCC show. Oh, yeah, well, we'd love to give him a roll.
Devin.
Got it?
Hey, Devin, she just stepped out of the room. Should be right back. Yeah. I'll sit you down on the table.
Hey, Devin, it's Sean. Not too bad. They just stepped up. I don't know what you're bathroom. Should have came back. Yeah, this is. I like the room's good. Yeah, good amount of people. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. Well, 15 people here.
Oh, you got it?
So
What?
Devin's on her phone.
Which is a good thing he's on the phone. Okay, I'm gonna see. I'm not getting any Wi-Fi.
Are you getting Wi-Fi on yours? He's getting Wi-Fi.
Who is?
The manufacturer.
Oh. Well, if I need it, I may ask you to come and hook me up.
Do you have the password?
No.
No. Oh, is he back there?
Oh, he told me it was posted somewhere, but I didn't want to. We're at 5:30.
Is he back? Yeah. He's finding the password there.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let's get started. It is Tuesday, August 11th at 5:30 p.m. We are at the High Desert Helpers Park on JC Lane, and this is a special board meeting of the Black Canyon City Water Improvement District. I'm Elaine. I'm the board chair.
Sean Collins, member at large.
Ben South Troy, secretary.
And we have
Alicia Michaels.
Alicia, who's the district coordinator and today the keeper of notes. And on the phone, we have.
Devin White, legal counsel.
Okay, Devin White, legal counsel. We need to get a speaker because the acoustics here are pretty. So we'll have to find a speaker. So we're on item 4, consent agenda. And I don't know that we can approve the minutes tonight, but I was going to ask Melina, did you have a chance to look at the minutes? Do you have some concerns?
I'd like to discuss the minutes, and
Okay.
I told you at the last meeting that I wanted to discuss the minutes. And I told you at the meeting before that I wanted to discuss the minutes. So they should have been put on the regular agenda for tonight.
Well, they're on this agenda, so do you want to discuss the minutes?
You ready to discuss them?
Sure. But we do, this meeting is not going to go past 7 o'clock. We're not going to have a 2 or 3 hour meeting. That's just too crazy. And we've all had really long days. So we're going to keep it at about 15 minutes. So until 5:45.
All right. So the April 14th minutes, I'm not approving.
Okay.
There's no person listed for transcribing these minutes, and there's no person listed for who submitted these minutes. And in my notes here, I'm sorry, no person listed for transcribing and no person, what was the second part of that?
She's taking notes. That's why.
What?
She's asking what you said because she's taking notes. She can't hear you.
I'm gonna switch spots so you can hear
Well,
what she's saying.
I watched the videos for some of these. On the 14th meeting video, there was a motion made for $750 for a consultation with a criminal attorney. In the minutes itself.
Perhaps, Lena, it would be easier if you could just write out, put the date of the meeting minutes that you don't agree with, write out what your issues are and send it to the office so we can
No,
look
I'm
at it.
not doing that. Absolutely not. I'm not doing that. Let's just cut right to the chase, okay?
Okay.
Let's just move to the ones that are really disturbing.
Okay,
All right, and please, people, bear with me, because I am trying to look beyond all recognition. So on May 1st, I couldn't find a video for May 1st. I have 3 drafts of minutes. I have a certain amount listed in the minutes, but not an exact amount. However, I do have $750 in my notes.
would you like me to tell you what that was for?
No, I don't.
Okay,
I know what it was for. It was for you to have a consultation with the criminal attorney.
there was no fee ever paid for that. That was,
I understand that. You
Okay.
explained that to us last time. Quit wasting my time.
so
Just let me finish.
Melina, we are going to have a respectful conversation here
Respectful.
and we will take a recess when it gets to be not respectful, okay?
Okay. So in here, on my note page, $750 consultation approved, 2 to nothing. So it was just me and Sean approved that. So it wasn't even a quorum.
Devin, would you like to chime in on that one?
Yeah, I think that I heard the question was it just Sean and Melina who voted to approve that $750? Is that the question?
Right, because besides Elena, we were the only 3 members of the board.
Yeah, there were only 3 members and I know I'm not gonna vote for something for me, so,
You're not allowed. We had you recuse from the
Right.
discussion. is my
but
understanding.
those fees, well, it was approved. Nothing was ever paid because there was never a charge for a consultation.
Well, it was still a valid vote. I mean, you
Right.
have
Okay.
a quorum or voted to approve that expenditure, and that was Sean and Melina.
So that was okay?
She just said it.
Okay, perfect, thank you. Okay, Melina.
Moving on to the May 19th minutes. I couldn't find a video for this one either. I requested 4 times to have the recordings from these meetings. And they still won't let me have the recordings. But anyways, on this packet, I have 2 sets of minutes. And on the agenda, it does not say anything about criminal attorney fees. It's nowhere on the agenda for criminal attorney.
What date was that?
May 19th. May 19th. However, in the minutes, I've got the 2 sets here. This one was the first one we got. I don't know what day I received it. I'm sorry about that. It was transcribed by Barbara. I don't know who, submitted by Elaine. And it says, the last item here. The board moved into executive session. Did you come out of the executive session and vote on this item? What was the vote? Who made the motion? Who seconded it? There's no agenda numbers here. You see, it's just printed on the page. And then on the second set of minutes we got, it says the board moved into the executive session regarding the board reconvened in open session. A motion was made by Sean Collins to approve engaging legal counsel up to $6,000, seconded by Molina Raymond. 3 yeas, 0 nays, passed unanimously. So she voted for herself on this one.
Oh,
No, she didn't.
Devin,
It's
excuse
not
me,
in
wait,
my
Alina,
I don't-
Melina,
In my notes, she won't give me,
Melina, we're taking a recess.
whatever, dread box, applesauce.
We're gonna take a 5-minute recess, and Devin, be prepared to speak to that when we come back, please. So we will come back at 5:39:44, 5:45. Taking a recess.
Excuse me, this is my first time here. Speaking on that, you have the state Joe's mobile home park. The main concern, besides all this other stuff, is how do we get the bill? We never get a paper bill. And go online and send, don't say what online billing is. So how can we adjust to our tenants, how much water they pay every month? It's been going on this for months. You can answer that question?
5-minute recess.
Jesus loves you, Elaine.
That's a big concern. You can't even get your bills.
Why are we taking your recess with you?
Yeah. Why do you recess when you know?
It's just like I'm saying. It's just like, well, what you say.
Things change, they need things down, but why don't we get the bottom line things straight first? It's nothing to take care of. You know, what? Plenty of people don't have any buildings.
No, she was pretty bad. Anytime it was about her, I accused her. We could have moved that easily. The opposite.
Never had it.
Yeah.
Some of the.
That's not questions. Walked out to the-
Or maybe later to pay the water bill.
Yeah. I just stand by it, so she could,
Right now. Right now. To try to get it.
That's right, Tom.
And she says, I'm gonna feel like you're.
I also wanted to see, I want a boogie. Maybe I want. Yes. That's going on. Yes. We got it done. Thanks. Thank you, said the audio.
It's back there on the chair with the agendas. Everybody was already here. By the time I found it. I got.
Stuff, right?
No.
I don't have to come here, so.
External hard drive. Rather than have.
Okay, it's 5:44, we're going to resume the meeting. And I will not hesitate to adjourn the meeting. We need to be respectful and kind to each other, okay? So Melina, Devin, could you weigh in on the vote where Melina is stating that I voted for myself at that meeting? Here, let me. Okay, go ahead.
Is he there? Devin, you there?
Yes, he is. It's something with the. Devin,
It looks like it's all Bluetooth stuff for some reason.
here, let's see if he could. We're having a hard time hearing you. Maybe he can call back on your phone. Have him call back on your phone. No, you're gonna call Sean's phone because something happened with my sound. It's not working very well. Okay. Thanks for coming.
Hey, Devin, how you doing? Sean Collins. I can hear you perfectly. Thank you.
I think we have him on another phone now. Is everybody? So you may have to move up to the front if you can't hear. Go ahead, Devin.
Yeah, like I said, I don't have those minutes in front of me, but my recollection of that meeting is that Elaine recused herself from the discussion and the vote. That would have been our standard practice, and we would not have recommended or advised in any way that Elaine be a part of that vote. Again, I don't know what the minutes say from that meeting, but that is not my recollection.
What is it the minute said that was concerning you, Melina?
I think you mentioned, Melina, that they said that there were 3 yes. And that's.
It says, and it actually, it looks like it was cut and pasted in there because it's in bold and all the rest of it is not in bold. So it looks like it was just plopped in. A motion was made by Sean Collins to approve engaging legal counsel up to $6,000, seconded by Molina Graylish. 3 yeas, 0 nays, passed unanimously, and honestly, you guys, I would have never voted for this.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Now I remember.
Hold it, wait, no, this is not,
I remember.
wait,
So
let
what I
Melina
need to do
finish.
is give me the recordings and we can solve this whole thing.
Okay, anything else you have, Melina?
I have lots.
Well, again, the 15 minutes is up.
Thanks a lot.
Well,
You can carry on. I'm done. I've said enough. I can't say anymore.
okay, so the reason the minutes are unapproved is because they've been read and not approved because there is an objection to content. And that's why it's important for you to put in writing what your objections are so we can look at the minutes and modify them if it's correct, so that then we can read them and approve them. So they're going to stay in the unapproved status until we get feedback from you telling us exactly what the issues are.
I told you what the issues are 3 meetings ago. There's nothing
need to-
in the minutes. There's skeletons.
You
They're
need,
not paragraphs. They're not explanatory. They don't give any information except motion made, 3 passed, blah, blah. You know, it's just, they're worthless.
and Barbara and Alicia were asked to go back and review the minutes and make some changes.
Yeah, changes, okay.
Devin, would you like to address what the staff has been asked to do and what the goal is?
Yeah, my understanding is that there were valid concerns raised a few meetings ago about the level of detail in the minutes. And my understanding is that since we shared some draft minutes from other clients of ours and other districts around the state, that the district staff has been working to make up those minutes to make them comply with this. But I believe that process is ongoing. We haven't seen any draft, so I'm guessing it's being worked on.
So they're working on making the meeting minutes so that they follow a pattern that Devin is accustomed to. And what we're doing to rectify this, because, you know, we've had a number of people take meeting minutes and they've each done it similar to what was done before. They came up with a new way, but we do not have an SOP, a standard operating procedure, or any outline regarding what the district expects to have in the meeting minutes. And so now I have a very large 3-ring binder, and we are working on developing policies and procedures and standard operating procedures for all of these things. Because it is not okay, no, this is not open session yet, but thank you, Irene. It is very important to have guidelines so that if a new person comes in, or if a new person is going to transcribe minutes, there's an outline with the order and what's expected and what we're looking for. So we're working, this isn't open quite yet. We're working towards that. So Melina, anything else? We're gonna need to move on if you don't.
You may go ahead.
Okay, Irene, you had a question about meeting minutes only.
I just was going to, let you know that the advertising handbook, for the special districts, it does outline what is supposed to be. And so,
Great, but it needs to be a Black Canyon policy. It needs to be our policy, something that we have designated. That's a good guideline. This is not an open discussion. I was just answering your question. Right.
The structure that the supersede the local.
Well, we'll look into that. Did you have a question?
Yeah.
No, I was, or
It's just, going back to Melina's point. I have watched the recording that's listed on the Black Canyon. So I went onto the Water District site, I watched the May 19th meeting. It is recorded up until the point where you go into executive session.
right.
If you come back out from executive session, there is no report. All important. And that's when the minutes say, and Sean.
Tom, please, do not interrupt. Go ahead.
Sean said 6,000 motion, but the legal fees do not say what for. And what were they for? And it is also unvoted. And there were 3 yeas that opened the vote, and there's only 3 board members listed.
Okay, Devin, do you have any comments to make on that?
Thank you.
Sure. Again, my recollection is that Elaine is not.
No, this is about the executive session. The recording obviously has to stop when we go into an executive session. And then we have that and we come back out, it goes into the public session and we can start recording again. So the question,
But it sounds like and correct me if I'm wrong, it sounds like the comment was there's no video recording of the public session that followed the executive session. Is that right?
yes,
Right. So yeah, that's, you know, again, I see the point there. But again, my recollection is that I guess what I would say is I think the minutes are wrong in that they say there were 3 yes. Elena, you know, those are the criminal attorneys. I recollect.
I remember the whole conversation. I remember the whole thing. Because we went into discussion. She took off. Me and you discussed it. You didn't want to do it at first because you were saying that she got in an accident with your friend. I said that has nothing to do with the thing with cutting the logs. Remember we had that discussion? Then,
With the 600.
no, we're talking about the 6,000.
I know, but you're talking about first thing you know in the beginning.
Right.
Yeah.
So-
That
But
was
that's-
the 600.
So this is not an open discussion. We're going to,
But it
so,
doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter because the item was not on the agenda. So we shouldn't have voted for it anyway.
Devin, would you like to comment to that?
I don't have the agenda in front of me for that meeting. Was it on the agenda?
So again, we have explained why the minutes are unapproved. We've asked for, we've explained what it's going to take to get it corrected and, to go back and ask Barbara and, Alicia to check this. And, we're putting a policy in place. And we have to, and we are,
Standardized. We're gonna make a nice standardized thing.
yeah,
See,
yes.
it's not a competition here. Like, we're just trying to make this correct, right? So
Trying to
rec
get
is,
the answer on that $6,000.
So- what I'm saying is if there's something wrong, the only reason she's asking for inputs is so that we can correct it. If it's wrong, we're wrong. Anybody can be wrong. And let's correct it as a,
This is not an open discussion. We can't get stuck here. So Devin, I guess what we need to do is we'll go back, we'll look at the agenda, we'll look at the notes and see how many approve that $6,000. That's the easiest thing to do. We could discuss it all night and that won't do anything. The only way, we need to, verify the information, right?
Yeah, I checked it. You can check to see if there is a recording, all that.
Okay, and again, we're gonna keep this at an hour, so we have, I'm sorry, at an hour and a half, so we have an hour left. And so we're at 5 reports and correspondence and a chair's report. Well, look at that, board meeting recordings. And so that's gonna go down. We'll talk about that more when we get into business, because what was realized is there's a lot more to the recordings, video and audio that we need to be made aware of. And again, there's nothing in writing. There's not a policy, there's not a procedure. So it means that any board member, any new board member, we're supposed to either just know this stuff or somebody's supposed to tell us. And when we came on the board, nobody told us about this stuff. So we're learning and we're developing policies so that it will make it easier for those coming after us. Update on the financial reviews.
we're gonna stand it.
They are in process and hopefully it will be just a few weeks. And so that's great. We're going to get that taken care of. And B, operations report. We're not going to have one until the regular meeting. We could be going into an executive session, but we'll do that at the end and you guys can step outside and wait. And then if you want to come back in when we're done, that's fine as well. So business, 7A, discussion and possible action regarding the results of the third-party billing support and assessment services. And we found this to be more than just a little surprising, kind of concerning. And I think what's important to keep in mind here is we are going through everything from operations to administration. It's like stripping everything back to the framework and seeing what's there. And the more we strip back, the more we're finding the unexpected. So Alicia has been working very hard on his billing. Would you like to talk about the issues that, so just to reassure everyone, we voted to approve $1,500, $750 times 2, $750 a month for 2 months to do the billing thing. We're only gonna do 1 month. We're not gonna do the second one, okay? So
I don't have the document that you printed out.
it's
from
not,
Paul.
we don't have the,
Let us see it.
here, take this one. I thought I had everything. See, you need this to do it.
I apologize, I've been doing billing all week and trying to work on minutes and jumping up
Yeah.
and down and stacking BBs on my head, so I'm a little late in the game on this email. I can tell you that we had a few discrepancies with the billing, in 2023-24, when the rates were raised, it never got put into enhance. So the billing tiers were wrong. It went to 9,000 and then went back to 6,000. So anybody that had any water bill over 9,000, it kicked it back up to the 6,000 rate, which was the 258 per gallon, per 1,000 gallons. So that was an issue. I have also exported a bunch of reports for every single person that's been in that system as far as a customer. I have their sales tax, their corporate, or their super fund, what is that one, thank you. I've only been up since 4, a little bit late in the day for me. Capital improvement fund, all of those different pieces I have. I am going to run reports to figure out who's paid what, who hasn't paid what, so we can get that squared up. I can't do anything about the past. All I can tell you is I'm trying to fix what's going on now and forward. Example is if a customer used 34,000 gallons in one period, the system originally billed $204 when it should have been $221 at a $17.35 difference. That's that tier issue that I was talking about. It's not huge, but you multiply that by 869 people, that's a lot of money. Not that you all use that kind of money or that kind of water, but those users that do aren't getting charged for that or correct amount. They gave us back the billing, and there are a couple meters that we were aware of already that needed to be changed out to Medtrons first. They're the primary, they are the ones that we have to do right away so that we make sure that they're paying their fair share of the water bill. We have discussed, and when Mark gets back, we're doing a 1 through 4 as far as what's the urgent. Right now, those urgent are the ones that are not reading usage. Because you guys are paying for water and some of these people are not. A little old lady came in the other day and I said, well, you're not even paying for water. She says, oh, I know. It's okay with her. So we have to fix those so that you guys are all paying the fair share. And then once we get that done, the billing issues that are hanging me up at the end of where it's taking me 2 bills, that will go away. That should absolutely go away. I would say in total, and it's not all bad meters, it's not all misread, it is 161 meters right now I need to take care of. And that's what I was doing before I came here. So hence the reason of disgust and tired on my face. It's been a long day. And I know that this is, somebody's gonna slap my hand for this, but will you guys pay money every month to send out bills? This month I'm taking pictures because I know they go to the post office. I don't know where they go after that, but they go to the post office.
So it's hard to know exactly when I know in 24 there was a rate increase, but I don't recall it being,
It was 23.
was it 23?
Yes.
So it's been, so for 3 years, nobody noticed. And we kept recognizing numbers were off. And the numbers were off because it was incorrect.
I don't have a summary report for you. I will have it at a later date once I do all of the formulas on the Excel spreadsheet.
So we're gonna go, are we gonna go back to 23? For each one of us, because we pull on this with the revenue.
I'm going back on everything for everybody from the beginning of the time to put in the machine.
We could, what you're saying is we could,
That's your guys' call, that's not mine.
But I think we need to be careful about what we commit to as far as going back. And Devin, what would your thoughts be on that?
Well, I mean, in terms of retroactive billing,
Well, it was underbilling. They were underbilling the customers, and we certainly can't go back and say,
No,
we
I didn't
underbilled you.
I'm talking about where the super fund wasn't applied to
No.
several accounts.
Oh, okay.
I had to have Enhanced go in and do a complete overhaul and add all the super fund because only a few people were paying that.
That's right,
That is a
yes.
state required tax for EPA. It is necessary for everyone to pay that. And somehow or another, when people were added throughout the years, only some got it, some didn't. The capital fund, that was in there incorrect from the 23 rates or increase.
Oh, how much was being supposed to be taken out?
Yes, and then there were a few people that didn't even have that coming out. So all this time I've been asking questions that we didn't really have the answers to. So now I have the answers. And now I've had an overall thing of that information from Enhanced put into the program. The other thing is I know I told you earlier, garbage in, garbage out. We have to get this database cleaned up so that when we move it over to El Dorado, we have clean records. We have clean everything. Once this is moved, that's all gonna go into a PDF file. I'm not gonna look at it again. I don't ever care if I see it again anyway, but but it is gonna go into a PDF file, be archived, and then it will go forward with a regular billing, and this should all go away. I can't promise you the mail, but I can tell you if you give me your email, I will email you your bill.
I think the concerning part is, it was a blessing. When I think about it, that the billing went awry in December when meter reads were being put in, that were actually red meter reads. Or we may not have seen this and it would have continued causing problems. So, at least now we know where all the issues are. Well, I take that back. We have a much better idea of what the issues are. Devin, did you want to add anything to that?
I think you guys are looking into it, and again, we need to look into the retroactive aspect of that in more detail before opining.
But it just, I think you gotta weigh the pros and cons. Are we gonna spend $100,000 to go back and look at billing that might generate $10,000? That wouldn't be worth it. I think we need to take a closer look. And it's just premature to say exactly what we can do about it because we don't have all of the details yet. And we're still waiting on a report. So, and the as she said, there's only 61 accounts,
161. In total.
60 on the unread list.
Oh, that's a different generator.
41 unread for July. So if you haven't gotten a bill, you know someone who hasn't, we're still working on getting some of them out.
We are struggling with dogs, gates, fences, locks, and people parking their cars on top of the meters.
Meters. Also, my fence, my dog, inside my fence, I have a camera that watches it.
Are you one of the 60 or are you a different number?
34500 South Lavender.
Can't tell you. I don't have that in front of me right now.
So are you having a problem?
Received a bill. I
Oh.
don't have a Judy. I don't have a July. I don't have any bills yet.
I have a PDF document of every bill that was printed and sent out to the post office. I have the receipts of over $300 just take them to the post office. Once they go to the post office, I cannot tell you where they go, but I'm going to take pictures this time of some specific people that continue to have problems getting their bills. What is your name, sir? Okay, Ed, I will make sure I take a picture of yours as well, because I have a list of people that are not getting their bills. We're paying for them. I don't know where they're going. I really don't.
I think the last time my bill came,
it was in the flyer for Safeway or Ride, whatever that flyer was.
And everybody threw
And
it
I
away.
actually drove up and happened to open it, and there was my bill inside there.
I know that there were 4 people on Wagon Wheel
It's a,
who did not get, are you on Wagon and you haven't gotten one? Yeah, so there's something going on with Wagon Wheel as well. And,
I'm
you know,
gonna go talk to the post office this time.
we get them to the post office, but, you know, we can't,
that happened, what happened to her happened to me. It was inside the.
it's inside the flyer.
I don't
It
know.
was inside the
That's
newspaper.
sending emails because I
Got stuck
trust
on.
that I can send an email. I can't trust. Do I have yours?
Just
I hope I do.
Oh, sorry.
We're off discussion. I was just reminded. Okay, 7B.
We did that.
No, we didn't.
Oh, wait, let me go back to 7A for just a second.
That's what that is. Oh, sorry. Sorry.
We're sending,
Yeah.
the increase in billing starts this month, right?
September.
Pardon?
September.
Okay, early. So this month, we're gonna get a better grip on the billing. We have not, and I want to let you all know, we have not purchased the new billing software because we want to wait and get some of the billing questions straightened out before we do that. So just wanted to update that. So we're gonna move on now to B, business. Okay, discussion and possible action regarding the district sales tax and Superfund tax collection reporting and remittance. So the sales tax, and which we realized the sales tax and recently the Superfund tax, they go together. And these are part of billing. And our office staff were what we were told that they were trained on all of the office procedures. The accountant does not do the sales tax because that's billing. She does the other, has the other financial oversight tasks, and so recently, actually in May, I asked where if we were paying sales taxes, and there was no response. And so I asked the office person to check up on it, and so I did. And they couldn't tell us anything. They could tell us nothing because no one's name on the current board or anyone else in the office, none of our names were on their records as being authorized to talk to them. So we had to fill out the paperwork for update your business and send a $12 check, and it was, we got that done, although the office person wasn't familiar with the process of doing that, so there was some delay, but it was done. And finally, just a few days ago, 2 days ago, I called and they could talk to me, and I was just excited. But they couldn't tell me how much we owed in taxes, or what our responsibility was, because I needed to go in and get it online and sign up. And so they had the wrong phone numbers for the district office, totally wrong. They had the wrong email addresses, it was, the only thing they had correct was the PO box, and everything is done electronically. So that was a jaw dropper, but we had to apply for a password, and to do that, we had to send in a request to change the email address. So hopefully I'm checking every day to see what that is. But the only information I could get was that it's been 1 year. It's been July of last year to July of this year. And that was about when I believe the office person after Sarah Rabina left, and then the one after, well, Julie started. And that was kind of a surprise, but everything is okay.
We have not filed taxes in over a year.
In a year, the sales tax, yes,
Sales tax.
it's there.
Which account?
It's gotta be in one of the buckets.
Pardon?
It's gotta be in one of the buckets.
I will ask,
A dollar figure of how much sales tax money we've all paid, and you haven't submitted it, that's gonna come out of your. There's a late fee.
Debbie, would you please? We are well aware of all of that. I have.
I know, I'm asking for a
Well,
dollar.
if you just wait and let us explain what we know, that would be great.
It doesn't sound like they know much.
Yes, we do. We have, so we have to wait till we can get online. We go online and then we pay the taxes. However, now that we have this whole, we were under billing thing, which would affect the sales tax. I don't know, that's how it's gonna, we have to consider it because it's there. So, and then we request that if there are any penalties, that they be removed. The person I spoke with, Esther, great person. We were on the phone for a long time and we are hopeful that they're going to remove any penalties because I asked, did you mail us a notice? And they didn't. Did you email us? Did you try to call us? They did not have any contact information for the district correct, but the PO box, and there was no indication they ever tried to send a letter.
Elaine, I deal with this every month with 25 different cities. If I do not report my sales tax on time, if I'm one day late, a letter comes in the mail with the penalty. Letters are.
We're not, and we
They
have
have-
not, would you wait, please?
Yeah,
You seem to not want to hear the experience and notes that we've taken as to what really happened. It seems like you have a story and it's your story
You just want the answer.
and not,
it's the same no matter what.
we never received a notification from the Department of Revenue ever. I went through emails. I did not see an email. There was no phone call. And I have to ask, why didn't our treasurer pick it up? Why didn't our owner users pick it up? Why didn't everybody wants to? Who do you want to point the finger at, Ed?
I would say the person doing your invoices, you as the chair should acknowledge of what your job is. You should have seen this, you should have called it out, and you should have put an end to it within the first month.
And Ed, another thing with the board chair, there are no position descriptions for any of the positions that aren't barbaric.
That's fine. It's specifically what your duties are, what the secretary's duties are, what the treasurer's duties are.
It's not.
It's all.
Okay, so we are going to adjourn if this continues.
You asked me a question.
I did, and
Now we don't like the answer, you need to adjourn.
no,
That seems like the.
your answer is fine, Ed. It's the tone that you're using. So be kinder, please.
Sean has just.
That was not bad, Tony. You like, it's bad.
Ed, please.
Never,
So what?
do you have a TV number?
Well, EIN and all that stuff.
No, we're not gonna dive in.
Yeah, with my account. My PPIs, they're all for me.
The matter is being addressed, and Devin, would you please respond to that?
Which part?
Sure.
That as soon as it was realized that the taxes weren't being paid, we started addressing that. And it was missed by a number of people, including our own board
You
treasurer.
missed it, or we're addressing.
And addressing it.
Yeah.
So
I don't know why we're going in circles about it. We're trying to fix it.
Right.
We messed up.
we didn't mess up. We didn't know.
It's okay to mess up. We did it. There you go.
So Devin, would you please?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm going to adjourn this meeting in 3. Okay, Devin, would you please? You want to weigh in?
Sure. Scott's comment was well made. I mean, once the district found out, it endeavored to correct it. Even is working on doing that. I don't know. Whatever happened.
Yeah.
Here's where we're at.
There's just no need for the hoo-ha. That's it. We can just move on. This is like, we're like getting in circles about nothing. Let's move on the agenda.
And I think it's really unrealistic that everything comes pointed back to the board chair. I am one person. We're supposed to have, 4 other people. We have a community who people call and say, where's the bookkeeper's report? And they're all online. We have a CPA. I called her and asked, how did this get missed? And she said, well, it's not, Tom, please, 3. That's not in her part of, she has financial oversight for this area of finances, but the sales tax and the superfund tax are all a part of billing, and that's what the office people do. I have,
The office people thought that the bookkeeper was taking care of it. The bookkeeper thought that the billing people were taking care of it. Now we have a fuck up and we gotta fix, excuse my language, period. Can we move on?
Exactly.
thank you, and so we're going to do that. So we don't really need to vote. We have the discussion, and that will be a part of the standard operating procedures that the district desperately needs. Okay, so,
Real quick, did you happen to say when the last time taxes were filed, what month? How long ago?
again,
You don't know?
I cannot log in. This was the other thing.
Just happened.
We have to go through a number of steps just to be able to log back in. That was a whole nother drama, but it's done. So, the board thought that if the district, if any of you out here wanted to form a committee, preferably a 4-person committee. The one thing about the budget, I'm not sure if everyone understands, is that the rate increase and the capital improvement fund goes into this part of the budget over here.
So
That was the large total budget.
You're jumping to G?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Did I jump ahead?
Yes.
7C.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, we're at C now, regarding the purchase of a laptop. And please,
I can't, that's funny.
We haven't got Zoom yet.
so
We're not gonna.
we never said that we wanted to purchase a new laptop. And yes, we said we weren't going to need a laptop. However, because Melina, I mean, it's great to know this, but Melina requested the original videos of all of the meetings. And even Tom Strazak, he took videos and posted them the entire time he was on the board, and nothing was ever said. And we've been doing it for a period of time and nothing's been said. And then Melina requested these records and we learned something else. And this is important, and that is there are some specific steps that you have to follow if you record a video and the way it is transferred into a district record and the amount of time that it has to be kept. So ultimately, if I had videos on my phone, I would need to give my phone to the district for 3 months until those meeting minutes were either printed or, I'm sorry, were approved. And nobody's gonna do that. I mean, Tom wouldn't do that. So I will not use my phone or any of my other devices to record a district video ever. So now the only way to do it would be to use Zoom. I know she's writing.
We can't do Zoom because we don't have anything to do with.
You guys have.
But it was, no, we did not, the board approved us.
You approved it, but we didn't buy it. because
We
don't
didn't buy
have
it
anything to do.
because we know that we don't have the means of being able to store
I
these.
don't want to use my laptop and have it sit somewhere for 3 months because somebody wants to approve the meeting minutes.
You know,
So
Facebook videos to each other.
you have to keep the original. That's what.
We will not use, wait, pardon?
I live stream it and it's not on my phone.
Doesn't matter. You,
Go right to the public.
Devin,
I
would
can't
you
use
please-
my name.
this is,
Fine,
wait,
fine.
wait, Devin, would you weigh in on that, please?
So we're not on you.
If the board is recording the meeting, it's a public record. If the public is recording a meeting, that is not a public record.
But when Tom Strazak was recording the video, he was live streaming it. Consequently, he said that meant the 3-month hold wouldn't apply to him. Is that correct?
When he was on the board,
Yeah,
Yes.
Going in my phone. It was going directly on.
because it's in a cloud for Facebook. Facebook's on a cloud. It's stored somewhere else in a third party. That's what a cloud is. It's a facility. So it's stored there.
not on his phone, but it is being stored, or it's not being stored.
It's not being stored on his device because it's live streaming.
Right, but the recording is kept somewhere and it's eventually posted, is my understanding.
Yes.
And the requirement is that the recording exists for 3 months, and really it's at least 3 months, but until the minutes are approved for that.
Oh, I see.
Right.
And so and it doesn't matter what device they're on. I mean, if you're recording on a personal phone, it's still a public record.
So you see, we're learning stuff. Brooke,
I have a question about that. So let's say you're recording a video. By law, you also have to record separate audio to go with that. So 2 different devices, you've got the video and audio. Because I've heard that in the past, like what Sean's doing.
Yeah, audio, there's audio.
But is that correct? You have to have both.
Yeah, he did the same. That's where he had it for a while. I went to his house, picked it up from him. With that, and then he just recorded with his phone, just like he's doing right here.
Yeah. The limit is.
Just
Something to record a video. Because you've got audio that covers.
Audio is covered right here. Yeah.
Yeah.
and just be
And,
prepared
and this is the districts.
what you can associates has been full aware about as secretary. Did everything to keep us in compliance with the open meeting law regarding minutes.
great. Thank you, Tom. So the bottom line is, we were all recording these meetings because people want to watch them. They can't come, and people would even ask, well, you don't have that video up of that meeting. So this was really a bummer, but the law is the law. So if somebody wants to donate a laptop because they don't want us to buy a laptop, Ed,
You don't necessarily need the laptop, you need a storage.
Yeah,
device.
like External hard drive or something.
With extra hard drive, like a black one, a 16 terabyte, whatever, they're not that much money. I think Brooke sent you an email stating that you can buy a external hard drive for like $17 for $16.
will this allow you?
What's the size of it? What size?
16 terabytes.
Oh, 16 terabytes? Oh, that's awesome.
Will
Okay.
this hold it, wait,
Yes, that's plenty.
will this allow us to show video?
Yes. You don't need for video.
Please, Tom,
I'll explain it.
I'm sorry,
So you can record it on your personal device.
right?
And store it onto the hard drive for the 3-month period.
Correct.
required by law.
Yeah.
Correct.
You don't have to be able to view it, you just have to be able to store it. That way, if somebody comes and says, hey, I need public record, you hook up to that hard drive and you pull that file and email it to them. It's that simple.
Okay,
Perfect.
thank you.
Yeah.
Valuable input.
Correct.
No, no, you good.
So we can take something out. And there was a time when you, Elaine, played the chair.
So we're still on the division.
Get these files to the district computer. Show them.
Great. I'd love to see them.
It's not on
Tom.
the agenda. Let's go.
So let's move forward. I tried that a number of times and I actually got pretty proficient at working it and it just didn't. I was pretty disappointed.
It's not very accurate. It wasn't as accurate as we wanted it to be.
Okay, so now we can go to G.
Yeah, 30 minutes.
Yeah, we've got half hour. Discussion and possible action regarding proposed adjustments to the district's commercial and residential fee schedule. So now this is what I was more excited about. Back to the budget. We have the budget and this part of the budget, the only two revenue streams that were affected was the capital improvement fund went up, as did the base fee. So now we have our fees, our commercial fees, residential fees. And I have a packet that I will give, and I also have already given one to Jordan. So there's an opportunity to take a look at this fee schedule and do some rethinking on it. We can do that. We need to do it in a timely manner. And then Devin, we have to post the a rehearing on the budget. Could you please explain the process after you do this?
Sure, yeah, if there were changes made to the budget or fee schedule, again, we would just restart the notice process. And so that generally runs about, let's say, 4 weeks, 6 weeks. So once you got to that point, we would public notice, we post notice around the district. There would be a public hearing like the one we had before, where the public would have another opportunity to give its input. The board would then convene into a special meeting following the close of those public hearings. The budget and fee schedule.
So we have an opportunity to make some changes, to make some adjustments so that it works better for us. Because honestly, there were no records. There was nothing that really helped us identify how much other districts charge. How did they come to this number? And that was really bothersome. And I called a number of districts asking, and nobody, there wasn't, as I've said before, a formula or a methodology or anything. And so if you, 4 people in here, and if you want more than that, that's up to you, but I only want to be accountable for 4 if the board approves it. Here's information. I gave a packet to Jordan. If you want a committee to be more involved in looking at the fees and identifying,
Jordan owns the coffee shop, Lisa's son, Chandler.
Why was he kidding?
He would,
I was trying to get them talking about.
that's what, I don't know.
he just wanted some information. I gave him some information. I'm giving, the information.
Giving it to all.
Pardon?
Yeah,
Now you're giving it out to all of us.
I was giving it out to everybody to begin with. It wasn't, selective.
I think that was just the comment, is making sure.
Oh, yeah, no,
All of us.
I do not have a list of favorites that I go and hand out stuff to. It was just, I didn't make, a zillion copies. Like, if you guys want copies, help yourself. And that's why I said I gave some to Jordan, because I know Jordan's involved in this and he can provide copies. So, we're running short on time, but we really need to consider how we want to view our residential versus our commercial. And every district, they charge more for the commercial than residential. And in here, maybe I should just open up one of these, but I provided the ordinance. This is an ordinance that tells what we charge now. And it includes impact development fees, and that's huge. So what I'm seeing in this area is that it seems like commercial is growing faster than the residential, and that's not uncommon. Frequently, the commercial will grow and then the residential follows. I'm hearing something about a Maverick gas station at the old dog track. You got another gas station next to Duke's. So a lot of that is going on, and we have an opportunity to have an impact on revenue if we make good decisions about how we want to manage this. And again, this would be revenue above and beyond what's in the budget. So we need to think carefully and make wise choices as we look at this. One of the things, and there's a report in here, I took a lot of information, put it into AI, and I only ask AI to organize data, not to form not to tell me.
It's not bad.
Yeah, so, some of the statements made, and I have to agree. Our concern was that we have so many people who leave with unpaid bills, and we're starting a spreadsheet that we need to document what our loss is in gallons of water and money. But we need to perhaps take a closer look at security deposits. That's not revenue, so we could charge a lower security deposit, and security deposits, they need to be returned within a year if people have a good payment history. But again, these are things the district does not have any clear policies or procedures on. It's just nobody knows what to do. So they go into the office. If anybody had to go in the office right now because Alicia left and Barbara's gone, there are no SOPs or any instructions on how anything in that office runs.
Are you
It would
going on to
be,
E now?
what?
Are you moving to E now?
No, I'm sorry. I'm off topic. Sorry, Devin. So that's in there. And I isolated the primary topics for our CAC's charge. And one of the things that we need to look at is meter size and if it's commercial or residential. And so we need to define what commercial is here, what residential is. And we need to look at meter capacity ratio measures. There's a lot of stuff here. And there's also base rates, examples of base rates from other districts determined by meter size. Some people say you don't base it on meter size, you base it on other criteria, but anyhow. So is anyone interested in establishing a committee or taking on the responsibility? Yeah.
Is this separate from the rate increase? Like the rate increase is really.
Rate increase is done. This is separate from this is the fee schedule.
So then on the rate increase, mentioned changing the base rate and capital improvements. Well, when the motion was made, the capital improvements was not changed. It was left at $5 in that public hearing. I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page. But if you're going to check that, I've got to go through both. Because when it came down to the motion was the increase on.
What meeting was that?
It was the last public hearing on the ratings.
What was the date?
23rd.
July 9th?
No.
Oh, yeah. July 9th.
Okay, we'll have to check that. We'll check that and see.
This is separate from that. That is happening. Okay.
This stemmed off when Brian made that good suggestion about the $19 or whatever. So we said we should have a committee, maybe we can hear, you know, what I mean, that way it's like more of a collective of certain people that can give us that good feedback and we can have this type of good dialogue. So it's not so. It's a little bit, it's a little easier to digest when it's more people that are just really working on that, because what he said was smart,
It's what the district.
well thought out.
Always did in the past.
Yeah, it's fun. That's what we're saying. It's a good idea.
Just went by the wayside. And so, but you know, yeah, it's too bad.
I have to go to the bathroom all the time.
Yeah. I know, we're gonna move forward with, I don't wanna talk about who didn't do what. This is who cares.
Now,
Yeah.
it's already all done.
Tom, we're not going to have that conversation and
Because the rest of the town would be feeling a lot better if the rate increase didn't happen such at a level. So if we can decrease that by redoing another hearing, why wouldn't we do that? We're hearing what the people of the town are saying,
Thoughts,
huh?
your second thoughts or buyer's remorse.
We're listening to,
Absolutely
we're listening to our, everybody in this room, and when we hear enough and we're like, you know what, let's try to run the numbers, or we find out that we could be making more.
wait, this is not an
I love how
open.
you just keep talking over me every time I'm trying to say. It very,
Um,
you're doing the same thing to me. I'm trying to say something and everybody keeps on talking over each other. That's not how you have dialogue.
So considering a reconsideration of what just was done.
Please tell me what I was gonna say, please.
What is it?
Oh, exactly. There you go.
Oh, yeah, so that's wonderful.
You're being rude. You understand that, Tom? Neighbor, you're being rude because I'm trying to say something and you keep on just tick, 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 right over my words. So I'm not gonna continue talking. That's not how dialogue works. Okay, we already discussed it. We said, hey, we want 4 people to be on a committee that could help with us on this certain topic, right? We want it on the rate increase, right?
But why was that not considered to begin with?
Devin,
Awesome.
Tom, I'm gonna say this statement and then the subject is being closed. The former board did have a 4-person committee. However, they did not allow the public to come in to that meeting, and it was a public meeting. And you should remember that because you went there to videotape the meeting and they wouldn't let you in and you were furious and you actually talked to the sheriff because they had that 4-person committee meeting and wouldn't let the public in. And that's all we're gonna say about that matter. Thank you, Tom. So, so ends. I will adjourn the meeting, Tom. Thank you.
Let's just move
Wait, Tom,
on.
I'm sorry, Devin, can we just go ahead and vote on whether or not we are going to form a committee?
Yeah, if there's no further discussion, you'd like to move to a vote. There needs a motion.
Are you guys interested? Would anyone want to get involved and offer feedback on?
And so,
Yes.
what is the,
Oh,
composition?
Right there.
I'm sorry, what?
What is the composition of this committee? Is it one board member, 3 members of the public? Who's on this committee?
Oh, that's a good question. And I guess we need to talk about that.
What's that?
Would you like to be a part of the committee?
I'm not considered, no.
You what?
I'm not considered.
You're not-
No.
I would do it anyway.
Yes? I'm sorry, what?
These 2 are right here.
Okay. So,
2 more.
Who's 2? I have Debbie's name, who else?
Well, Elaine,
Thank you.
wait. Let me hear Devin. Go ahead, Devin.
well, I think because you're just sort of proposing this idea to the public, it sounds like you're distributing information about interest in joining a committee. It may be better to
No,
waiting period. Yeah, names before you just go ahead and form up with the people who are here. And be finally thought there.
so I wasn't passing what I have. It is a packet. They can make copies and it's just information so they know the criteria and what we look at as we're deliberating, how to what to do, how much to raise, what to raise, et cetera. So your recommendation would be we not form the committee now and we have people do what?
Well, again, you just announced this committee that you'd like to form or you're thinking about forming.
Correct.
You're distributing information about qualifications and people get what you're looking for from the committee want to join.
Okay.
The people that are have had a chance to see that.
Oh, I said.
You may want to just let the broader public have a chance to digest that and submit their level of interest before forming. Just the people who are here. I don't know that that's required. I'm sort of thinking.
No, great idea. Great feedback. Thank you. I just got excited about having a committee.
Yeah, and there's good people that are right here and they're willing to.
But
join,
but
so
we're
I get it.
going to take the correct approach.
This was a budget hearing committee.
No, what is she's clarifying, what is the committee for? She's just.
Devin, what would be the correct a correct title of this committee? It is to just review and make suggestions for changes to the fee and
Feed
schedule.
schedules, yeah.
Yeah.
Done here.
Just something simple like that. you have to determine the competency. And what this task, this committee's let's go to the
Also, uses-
this job is how does it report to the board? Does it do it in writing? You have to keep in mind that this committee is subject to the open meeting law, just like the board. So all of its meetings have to be public. There has to be a 24 hours notice. There has to be minutes. All of this being required.
You just took all the fun out of being on a committee. Now it's like, dang, who wants to do that? Yeah,
Well, yeah, I think that you got to keep those rules in mind, and you want people who are on this committee who are interested in fulfilling those obligations. I mean, it is an extension of the board. It is essentially its own public body for purposes of it.
well, no good deed goes unpunished, as they say. It was like the best of intentions, and but we can still do it. It's not impossible. And just a few extra steps in there. Okay, so we're gonna.
My recommendation at this time would be to let the public have a chance to digest that, agendize it for a future meeting, and perhaps instruct staff or, I guess, another board member to work on some of an outline of, again, what is this committee? What is it doing? What is its purpose? What is its goal? All those sort of things. That way, when you're ready to actually form the committee, you have a list of interested parties. You have exactly what the committee is, and you just
Okay, we've got like 15 minutes, and you're an attorney. You could go on forever.
We'll put it out with what the outline of the committee is gonna be, and we'll put it out to
Yeah.
everybody. Then if you're interested, put a letter of intent in, that's all.
So
Fair.
Yeah.
Motion to create that.
Yes.
so
This is for stuff.
let's get back to, for a few minutes, I have talked tonight about how important it is that we have policies, procedures, job descriptions, all of the stuff that a professional business should have, a professional organization. You can't expect people to come into the work environment and you say, okay, we're gonna hire you as district coordinator, and then you have no job description because you don't really even know what that looks like. So and it's having policies for the board to follow. Nobody, the role of each board member is not really clearly defined, especially, I know it says that the board secretary is supposed to take minutes, but I don't think the board secretary has taken minutes in, well, Randy Rabina was the last secretary that from the old board, and no one since him has ever taken minutes. So we need to be more realistic about the roles that people have on the board. We need to be able to have boundaries, and having an attorney help us with that is way too costly. And so what I've been doing, I use AI a lot. I take a bunch of solid, reputable information. I am the research. I did more research in school than, so, and then I look for the best. What are the best parts, and different ideas on that. However, what we did is we found a woman, Arizona,
That's not all.
what, which one? Yes. Sarah Carroll with Arizona District Solutions. And she works specifically with special districts. I met her at a rural water convention.
You think
Um,
it's not on the
Her resume, her qualifications, what? I can't hear you.
It's not on here.
What is,
Agenda. Sarah, it's not on the agenda.
I believe it is.
Right here. E.
Oh, AZ District.
7E.
Division. Sorry,
So,
sorry,
I know
you
you're
covered that already.
so we reached out to Cheryl, and Sean and I had a chat with her. Sean, do you want to share your take on that conversation?
What she, it was, not really. I mean, I thought what she said was correct. I mean, SOPs. You're a military guy, SOPs is how we run our life. So for me, having a standard operating procedure, so if someone gets fired, someone picks up the thing, goes, how am I doing my job? Here we go, here's my outline, boom, done. You know what I'm saying? And we've all seen it. This town has had lots of people fired quickly, and then people come in there and they're trying to do their job and want to do something for the town. They're like, I have no idea what I'm doing because there was no turnover. It's terrible. So there has to be something like that in place. Someone dies. What if one of us got in a car accident and died? Oh, who's gonna take over? What is she supposed to be? What was she doing? What am I supposed to do now? Who knows? There has to be a procedure. That's why we have the other thing too, is like we have a kind of a running tally of all of our tasks for the whole office and the whole organization. We have a task that we all can come into and go, oh, that got done by that person. And they get a little initial on it. When you go in, your initials are there in that. It's a Microsoft thing.
We're not taking questions yet, please, Tom.
Yeah, but just, that's it. It's just, she's gonna help us form all that so that it's a better outline, right? So when people come in November and people can take over our spots, it's super seamless, it's too easy. It's so much better for you guys.
On that, waits back.
Let's just wait a second before we do questions, okay? Thank you.
That's all I have.
So I think the other thing is when a board member goes into the office and they ask someone, what is your job? And that person is like, well, I don't know. I think it's important. They know that, well, I have to pay the sales tax every month. I have to make sure that the Superfund taxes are paid. I have to make sure that this is the list of things that I do. And we don't have that. So people go in and it's just like, and then we wonder how things like, well, we didn't pay sales tax for a year get missed. Well, because we assumed that the person that was paid, hired to do this was doing their job. And that was incorrect. So all of this is really essential to a smoother operation
Yes.
and more efficient. People know what they're supposed to do. There's accountability, and that's all really important. Irene?
Just wanted to ask, because I see the whole list and I agree that, you know, that would definitely help. One of my questions is gonna be,
Yeah.
what kind of business continuity? I do have struggled through all kinds of stuff in this last year and a half plus.
You remember when someone fucking.
But that's kind of goes along with this. So I think that's a great idea. But my question has to do with, is that separate from bylaws? Because the attorneys did bylaws. So is that two separate things?
Yes.
Yes, it is, because, well, the attorney, he made up the template or the foundation of the bylaws, but Devin, we can change that to accommodate the needs of the district, can we not?
Yes, we just gave you a 4 month. Yep.
So there are things in the bylaws that there were things that weren't there that need to be there. So the bylaws also need to be reviewed. And and the other thing we need to do is make sure that we don't identify a specific person with all of this responsibility, because then if that person leaves or something changes, you have to rewrite the bylaws to address that change. So you want to keep it so that you don't have to go in and change it frequently, maybe once every 3 years.
But Sarah is, I'm reading this, and what I'm hearing is that Sarah's going to do processes, procedures, so that we have that new business continuity, but she's not doing bylaws.
Yes. No. She's doing, but we're not going to have her do, we don't want to vote on her to do a lot of things at once. We want to see what the quality of her work is, but we need to have the bylaws done. We need policies, procedures, job descriptions, and some,
I think we said start with the SOP and the conversation with them.
yeah, no, but we have to get the job descriptions.
Yeah,
Job
that's what I'm saying.
description has to like be,
That's part of the SOP.
What is the cost?
oh, sorry.
The cost of this?
This could work about
$50 an hour. She said, she told us an amount of work she could get done in a short amount of time. And
It's not gonna take long.
we're providing all of this. Well, had you rather pay an attorney or someone who is an expert?
Competent board that can figure it out. When they're
You know what? I don't have time. I write I write doctoral level papers, but I do not have time to sit at the board
Nursing
and do this.
not water board.
That's,
So
Nope.
you're doing all of that in the water company, in the water.
Doing what?
Office,
what?
your personal business?
No, I am not. Debbie,
What are we talking?
this is a volunteer board. Volunteer.
So while you're at the office, I'm expecting that you're doing water company things, not write PhD.
You know, I appreciate your input, but you have no experience
Oh my
in
God.
doing this. So consequently, you're assuming something.
You don't really know
I
what
don't understand.
No experience in the district office. You have no, well, a week or so doesn't count. Yes,
What the?
we have 6 minutes.
I'm curious because Mr. Whittington prepared 2 sets of bylaws, rules and procedure for it. You gave us this. Who wrote this?
I can't see it.
It's what you gave us just yesterday.
I can't,
Black Canyon City Water Improvement District Governing Board bylaws and rules of procedure. I want to know who wrote it.
That's probably for us. That's probably.
one is
If
from
there's
him,
no- There's no.
one is from him.
There's no, author on it. It's not written by anybody.
Well, I would
but
have to
I'm
look.
concerned because I want to know why you mumbled this up when you have 2 right.
We're gonna Devin is going to talk. Okay, go ahead, Devin.
Yeah, we did prepare 2 sets of bylaws. I believe the most recent version sent you was for August of 2025, so about a year ago. We would have sent that with a cover that would have explained some of our thoughts on that. But we don't include, who it's from in the document itself. It's part of the cover letter. But Melina, to answer your question, I can't see it either. Obviously, I'm here on the phone, but I would almost guarantee if there are draft bylaws floating around, they were drafted by our office.
Yes, it has your name on it. Yes, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
It's got WRW right up here in the corner.
Okay, so we're running out of time, and I think that we have tried to emphasize the importance of having the job descriptions and policies and procedures and things that are going to help guide the district. And
Well, I still have a question.
okay, go ahead.
You're gonna let me ask one question.
Sure, go ahead.
Thank you. Why are you pushing this, which I believe is AI, instead of opting for the ones that Mr. Whittington prepared? And I'm wanting to know if it's because the 2 drafts from Mr. Whittington have sentences in them that protect board members from the actions of other members.
Well, here's the great news, that it doesn't matter the content that's in there. If you don't like what's in there, when we go to vote, you don't have to vote for it. You can do a no. This is just creating documents for us to read, for her to prepare in a format that's professional. And then we can look at it, and if we don't like it, then we can not approve it, and it can go back to the drawing board. It's real simple. It's a fluid document. It's not chiseled in stone. But we need to get started. Pardon?
I think the issue for that, here is the money. Melina is saying there are already 2 sets of bylaws. I think it's 1 and then some amendments that we've already paid for as a district. And they haven't been, looked at. And then now we're looking at to pay somebody else. And so the question is coming from here are, when I asked if it's 2 separate things, are we doing those bylaws? And then this is very careful, is doing processes and procedures, or are we having to redo bylaws?
We're not going to have them redo bylaws because the bylaws were legally generic. Language and circumstances and things needed to be added specific to our district. You can't just take a bylaw for any district or a generic bylaw template. You have to make it special for fit what you're doing. And that's what we did.
She's trying to say that she's saying we want to still adjust it, right? And have the legal jargon, but have someone at a lower rate instead of paying Devin his rate, pay this lady that's way cheaper. That's, no,
Absolutely not.
SOP,
No.
there's gonna be the descriptions of the people who work there, so people know what their jobs are, description. And then a little bit of adding to the bylaws, so we can get it all there in the office, that's it.
We are not going to redo. This is an improvement. This is making it specific to the district. Okay? Okay, so, are we ready to vote? I'd like to entertain a motion that we use,
We're, you guys talk about an amount. Besides something. Not to exceed amount.
I would like to entertain a motion that we engage Eric, I'm sorry, what?
That's a good question. They said, is there an amount that she is limited to? So there's a
We
cap.
can absolutely do a do not exceed. And I'm thinking to begin with, do not exceed $500. And if you look at it, we didn't spend $750 on the other half of the water billing issue. So, you know, if we use 500 to start this with, where we're not, okay? All right, so, I'd like to entertain a motion that we engage Arizona District Solutions to assist with updating policies, procedures, bylaws, staff job descriptions, and other items as needed in an amount not to exceed $500.
I'll make that motion.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 3 yeses, Melina is a nay. Motion approves with 3.
Elaine, I'm sorry, just one more. Talked about the committee, but there wasn't a motion to actually create the committee. So I'm gonna do that.
No, we can't.
We have to put it together to present it to you. She wanted to know if you're interested. She wanted to know, and in writing. But
Okay, so, the meeting went well here. We have an executive session, so you guys can hang out outside if you want, but, if you're not gonna stay, please put your chairs away. That was a part of what we, agreed on, and, I think you were going to shoot an email or something. We know what to get so that we can try to do the, meeting recordings.
yes, I know what
She's
I've
exhausted.
seen Brooks' email. I know what you want. We will not be getting Zoom with that, but we will be. And then somebody will have to transcribe it since we want so much detail and because we are here, but we can't. We're gonna have to write stories every time. A lot of detail. It's a lot of detail when you guys.
What?
talk so that she gets paid right now.
What?
So computer must be hot, so you're seeing a old video of me. I don't like that. I'm gonna get rid of that. And so anyway, that's the end of this meeting, and we will be at the next one. So everybody have a great one. Hasta la bon bon. Have a great night.
We are. Oh.
spin it in my head.